Tucked away up an unsuspecting side street in Stoke are the Villas. The Villas is a unique private street with 24 houses designed in the Italianate style. Built between 1851 and 1855, this collection of houses was more than just a housing development. It was a statement of status, design and community. This housing community was started by the Stokeville Building Society, which was formed by prominent Stoke families in 1850, and it aimed to create a self-sustained housing community for the middle class. So they purchased nearly 3 hectares of land from Reverend Thomas Minton, and they gave the design of the houses to Charles Lynham, who was just 21 at the time, and his architectural portfolio boasts several local constructions like Stoke Market, Stoke Free Library and Baths, the chapels at Hartshill Cemetery and Christchurch in Fenton. And the houses were designed to cater to all of the middle class, so there was first class, second class and third class homes, all designed to include servant quarters. There's been many famous residents of the villas, but the most famous has got to be Arnold Machin, who designed the stamp with the Queen's face on, and he also sculpted the Queen's design that's on all of our coins. In 1956, when he was living at number 15, they wanted to take out this lamppost, but Arnold chained himself to it because he didn't want it replacing with a modern concrete one. Unfortunately, his protest didn't work, and they ended up replacing the lamp with the concrete one. But they did actually give him the lamp to put in his garden, and then it ended up being restored, so that is the lamp that is standing there today. There's also been many other notable residents. Local potters, local designers. One of the houses was a doctor's surgery. And the houses have undergone quite a lot of modernisation and changes throughout the years. Because things started changing in the houses, and because the area was recognised for its architectural and historical value, the Villas was designated as Stoke-on-Trent's first conservation area in 1972. And many of the houses have been given Grade 2 listed status. But there is a challenge of preserving the houses whilst also modernising them and, keeping them as houses. There have been many notable residents, and I've written in depth on my website, The Red-Haired Stokey, about different people that have lived here. But the thing that the Villas is most famous for is the vampire of the Villas case. This peculiar incident not only captivated the local community, but also gained national attention. In January 1973, Demetrius Mikakura, a Polish pottery worker who had lived in England for 25 years following the Second World War, was found dead at number 3, the Villas, in a boarding house where he was staying. John Pye, a 22-year-old Staffordshire police constable, was called to investigate when the landlady of the tenants said that they were concerned about not having seen him for several days. When he forced entry into Mikakura's room, Pye discovered a scene that seemed straight out of a gothic horror story. The room was darkened with the light bulb removed, and the room was fortified against what appeared to be vampire attacks. There was crosses and crucifixes on the walls, salt and garlic everywhere, and an inquest into his death revealed that he'd asphyxiated on what they thought was a pickled onion. But following Pye's research into vampirism and traditional Eastern European repellents, they found that it was actually a clove of... It seems that he'd been genuinely afraid of a vampire attack and had slept with a clove of garlic in his mouth which he'd choked on. The case is completely unique in British history, being the only one where a coroner's inquest accepted a genuine connection between vampire belief and an actual death. The fantastic thing about this estate is that the majority of it survives. Not just the houses, but the streets that run behind the houses, and the buildings such as these, which were carriageways and carriage houses, stables for the horses, servants' quarters. Not all of the houses have them, but you see the carriageway behind here, so the servants could come out of the back from their quarters, go to the carriage house, get the horses ready, bring them round the back, down the street and round the front ready to pick them up. And this elevated the middle classes up to sort of higher middle class levels. And it's so nice to see these carriage houses and stables surviving. And it must have been nice for the people that lived here to feel more upper class, to invite people round and say, yes, I'll have a carriage brought round the front. And over time, the villas have witnessed changes, subdivision extensions, modifications to meet evolving residential needs. Some have been turned into apartments. The one at the top, I don't know what number it is, it's this big one here. I think this one's been turned into apartments. But even so, they've all retained their original charm and their architectural features. And there's many people that drive along London Road in Stoke and have got no idea that this private street is here and how beautiful it is. I'm sad to say that I've never actually been inside one of the villas, but I have looked at plenty of the for sale adverts throughout the years and seen the beautiful features and the mint and tiles that are in there, and they're just so beautiful. But thank you for watching, and if you like local history, don't forget to check out some of my other videos and my website, which is the Red Haired Stokey.